Day on today, uttereth speech, and night unto night offered wisdom. There is no language nor creed where their voice is not heard. And with this, I welcome you to Morning Spring today on the Friday edition. It's the TGF edition. Thank God it's Friday. Femi Ojo is my name, and I welcome you. It's been a week, actually. Thank you for staying with us all through. On these programs, you already know what we do: conversing, dialoguing, speaking truth to power, issues of public, and of course, importance. That is what we look into on this program, and we are ready for that. Again, Topper is here to do that with me. Good morning, Topper.
Good morning, Femi. Happy to JF.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Yes, it's a beautiful morning too. I mean, the first rain it fell yesterday, here in Osho.
Around here.
It was blissful. I loved it. It's a beautiful morning. We're welcoming you delightfully to this installment, the ultimate installment, the last for the week. And we are saying, welcome aboard Morning Spring on Western Spring Television, where we bring you abreast of discussions of issues rattling the polity, rattling the economy, rattling everything around you in Nigeria and as pertaining the world at large. My name is Temitope Ajijola Oluwaola. Welcome you this morning to the show.
All right. Just like you said, thank God it's Friday. In fact, thank God for every day.
Well,
actually, not just it's Friday,
yes,
because every day is the Lord's day. We look through the papers, and of course, we get talking in Rivers. The State House of Assembly has moved a motion that the governor, Sim Fubara, be served a notice of impeachment for gross misconduct. Yeah. And we'll look into that today adequately in the course of the program. Whatever constitutes gross misconduct, is it about the soul of the state
assembly?
Yeah. Is it about the piper dictating the team still, or it's somebody even saying, is Governor Sim Fubara really recalcitrant, or in the way he does his things? Really, is he just playing the victim card? Why not doing what he's supposed to do? We'll look into that in detail in the course of the program today. But right now, the newspaper segment is next to it. All right, it's quite important that things are looked into wholesomely, Topper. The issue, before we start reading the papers, of the impeachment is another dimension. And some would say we are used to this pattern. That was, I think, the last nail on the coffin that called for the suspension, all of their suspension that time before the state of emergency was the situation was declared by the president at that time, because the last move that the State House of Assembly were making is that impeachment thing. That was, I think, was in March or thereabout. And so they are back there again now. But then you can't take away the politics from this, because some will say Minister Wike might be hell-bent on having, Sim Fubara not returned to office. He has made that's why they called him, and the decision to have him emerge as a mistake that he's going to correct, right? But then some will say maybe he's moving it notch forward by even having him not completing the term at all. It's a different thing for him to say, we won't give you the ticket to return. It's another thing to say, oh, is that why you have run to the APC? Is that why you are, some of the APC guys are fighting on your behalf? How about you not even completing this term? That's on the political side. But some of the offenses, quote and unquote, allegations against him that the State House of Assembly has been doing extra budgetary spending, that part of the agreement they made with the president, that let's doubt this tension, let everything go back to status quo, was the fact that he was going to represent the budget, at least from September. You know, all of those things, that he didn't do that. They told him to present commissioner designate. He didn't do any of those. That he has not even stepped his foot into the State House of Assembly, yet he's been spending, awarding contract as a governor. On which ground? So, well, we'll ask those questions just
right
in a jiffy. All right, the newspaper segment. Let's have The Guardian first. The Guardian newspaper. All right. Of course, you expect the Fubara story will be almost everywhere this morning. Fubara may meet Tinubu as Rivers row escalates with Assembly probe. Fubara may meet Tinubu as Rivers row escalates with Assembly probe. Page 6 of The Guardian has down the picture of the man seen Fubara. Another man, yes, I'm wiki. The other man, Martin Amaule. Okay, the APC camp that has the National Secretary, Ajibala Bashiro, and of course the chairman, Netanwe Itwada. BVN enrollment is 67.8 million, 325 bank accounts active. NCAA threatens stiffer sanctions over flight delays and cancellations. I think the NCAA should come hard, you know, especially on those airlines that are just, they don't care for people's time, you know, the kind of business or the service they offer to the people. It has been said that, you know, flight delays can happen. It could be technical fault. And, you know, when you talk about flight, it's something that everything must be on 100% before you embark. It's not like maybe a car that the windscreen is bad. You can say, oh, let me go and come back. You can't do that on air. Everything must be checked. So we understand a technical fault might arise, or it might even be weather related. Those things that you don't have power over. Right. So, but when these things happen, it has been said that the moment a decision is made to cancel a flight, let there be proper information immediately, either by at least either by phone call, either by text, either by email. Let there be that's the first thing. Let them know that something has happened, and why you might not go into the details, let them know this is why we are not moving. And they've said if it has passed within an hour or two, you hold those people refreshment. If it's something that goes longer than that, in fact, within that 1 hour or 2 hours.
Getting alternative flight arrangements?
Well, that should be there in case that is not.
Because there are people who are on time schedule.
Well,
and have to travel no matter what.
I'm just laying, well, you can't travel easy with weather situation, no matter what. Well, you won't die. You won't. Your pursuit is as important as the other person's pursuit. That should be the only ground for negation of that. They have said if it's a place that, if it's a situation that, okay, flights can be rearranged immediately. And you know, flight is not like the other car. Oh, let everybody disembark. Oh, yeah, bring this plane. That plane, if it has not been checked to fly, you have to start it all over again. You know, we are talking about planes here, not just cars. So that's on one side. And by the hour, you let them know what you are doing about what is going on. If it's more than 2 hours, the moment it gets to 2 hours, the rule says you must give them refreshment, make them feel okay. If it's more than that, you hold them a hotel accommodation. It should be on you, the airline. But what do we see in Nigeria? Everybody is just at the departure lounge or just at the lounge, just waiting. Some don't even know what is happening. And sometimes people even go to these counters to go and say, what's going on? You see some of the staffers there are just, we are coming. You know, the way some of our people behave. Oh, madam, go and sit down. Your own is too much. When it's ready, we'll call you. And I think the NCA needs to come harder on these people so that people, just like you said, people's pursuit, their plans are not just cancelled just because the flight is not just moving. And I think it's important we make that point. Tinubu rallies investors to NGX after 100 trillion naira milestone. Federal government to review tariffs for industrial growth, lower production cost. Tax laws, export, one of disputes, capital flight despite government assurances. And golden hour rule. How gaps in Nigeria's emergency response compound fatalities. That's one important point there. Response time, and not just response, adequate response time. UN climate fine suffers as the US exits G6 of international bodies treaties. 66 rather. I took that again. UN climate fine suffers as US exits 66 international bodies and treaties. Federal government raises 1.1 trillion from first 2026 Treasury bills auction, and politicians scrambling for power while Nigerians fall into poverty will be lament. Right. That'll be all from the front page of The Guardian for today.
All right, let's check out now the Daily Trust newspaper right here this morning. And the banner headline says, How Rivers Peace deal collapsed again. How Rivers Peace deal collapsed again. Right to the top strip of the paper, below the nameplate, inflation likely to fall below 10% in 2026. Tinubu. Citizens, businesses express concerns over tax laws. 10 children die of cholera in Taraba. To the bottom strip of the paper, Kano Assembly justifies Governor Yusuf's planned defection. And right there below that, Afenifere decries terror attacks in Southwest. U.S. withdraws from ECOSOC, 65 other global organizations. 6 farmers killed in fresh plateau attack. And those are the headlines making the face of Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
From the Daily Trust newspaper, the Vanguard is next, or better still, the Punch. The Punch newspaper, Rivers in turmoil. APC leaders intervene as Fubara faces fresh impeachment threat. Assembly accuses governor of constitutional breaches. Issues 7-day ultimatum. Rivers APC faction, others back Fubara. Right, and Lagos Assembly passes 4.4 trillion naira 2026 budget. Lagos Assembly passes 4.4 trillion naira 2026 budget. An Ogun teenage boy dies during swimming. Sad. Let's be careful. 2027 SAN leads ADC 21-man Constitution Review Committee. SAN 2027 SAN leads ADC 21-man Constitution Review Committee. And just above that, you see the picture of protesters clashing with federal agents in St. Paul, Minnesota, after a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent shot and killed an American woman on Thursday. It was a terrible, terrible, needless shooting. I saw the video, different angles, and it was more like, you know, the ICE guys moving for immigration and all of those and enforcement, and there was a woman that was in a car that was being stopped by the military guys. And the woman, you know, possibly want to just get away. No threat to life, no nothing. Only that she didn't answer to, you know, switch off the engine, come out of the car. Possibly the woman wanted to get speed up, and she was shot. You know, close range. It was a terrible, terrible situation, and it has gotten that community into what you are seeing right now.
Yeah, and we cannot rule out or fail, we should not fail to speak to the breakdown of law and order on both sides. When you're given an instruction, whether you feel it's against or it's bruising your right or not, or you have to just obey. That was on her own part. And on the other part, shooting her was not the best option. You could have shot at the tires. You could have, you know, tried to, you know, block her overhead. You could do any other thing, but shooting her was just out of it. And now see the problem they have on their hands.
Well, it is right. We must be law-abiding at all times, right? But then even in law, there are some things that, you know, there is principle of commensurate action and reactions to issues. Now, what she has done, She wasn't coming to hit you as a person, all right? She wasn't coming to hit you as a person. She was just trying to escape. So the using, all right, I think we have to go on a break right now. Let's go on a break.